What's going on, people? And welcome back to totalozspurs. And I'm joined today by Brad. Before we get into it, how are you, bro?
Good, bro. Good. How are you?
I mean, as good as we can be after that shit performance on the weekend.
Definitely, definitely. I don't really want to talk about it, but I guess we have to.
Yeah, I guess so. What did you take from it? What was your thoughts?
There's not much we can really take from that game. In all honesty, to the point where we take off our best player of that game. Um, I honestly don't know why they did that. And also I think too when they bring Sanchez on, they push Romero to the other side. If Romero was there, they wouldn't have scored. In my opinion, why wouldn't you just put Sanchez on that side? And
Because
probably would have saved the goal.
it's all in hindsight, though. Like,
It's
um, going back to taking off the best player, our best player was Skip by far. I'm going to say it. Next season, once Bentancur comes back, I don't want to see Højbjerg near this team
nah.
if Skip's available. Skip has been
Mm.
our best player since he's come into the side. He gives 100% every game. Doesn't really have a bad game. Even if he does, he works his ass off. He was the only player that could walk out of that game head held high. And on that note of Sanchez, look, I think it's quite harsh. I know he had a bit of a fumble on that second goal. But ultimately, it was Porro who decided to try and run through three players when you're, 30, 40 yards out from your own goal line. And they pitched it off him. And Porro had a really horrible game as well. The third goal, said
100%.
obviously, was involved. But when you come into that situation where you're not even meant to be playing and then you get shoved into a game like that, and the team's playing poorly anyway, and he doesn't play out from the back. He's not very good at it. What do we expect? What do we expect? The guy's not good enough, and the fact that he got booed and then he got subbed off, it's like I can understand the frustrations, but fuck, like that should have been aimed at Stellini. That
Yeah,
should have been aimed at Levy. Stellini was horrible with,
very, very bad.
with his decisions. Don't know why he didn't go to a back four when Lenglen got injured. Clearly, we needed to go forward at that point in the game. Was super early in terms of how the game developed. So I don't understand why we didn't go at four at the back. I
Yeah,
don't know
they didn't
why.
even score when that happened. I think we were 1-0 up when he got injured.
Yeah. For
Like,
me, I understand going defensive, but then I would have been like, okay, how about instead of putting Sanchez in, who's a liability, Sar's been playing has played fairly well next to Skip in that CDM centre mid role. Why not put them two together and push Højbjerg further forward,
I know.
and then have them two protect the back two? At least then, we can still rely on the boys to push forward. We tell Skip and Sar to hang back, and then we ask Højbjerg to push higher up the pitch to keep them further up the pitch. I don't understand the fact that Stellini is like Conte and cannot adjust his formations or his tactics to the game. It seems like we have one way of playing and that's it. And Conte might as well. You know what we should have done? We should have just sat Conte and then asked him to phone from fucking Italy and tell the team what to do because we're doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah, nothing's changed. Well, I guess Stellini was Conte's boy, so like I would have just sacked Stellini too and just put Mason in charge. We might have had a better fighting chance than what we had. Like I seen something today, the Champions League game against Milan, where Conte bring on Sanchez, but Kane went over and spoke to Conte, and Mason's behind him, like, what are you doing? Like, shaking his head, like, they don't understand that substitution it was making. Same as Stellini, he did that too. Look what happened, it cost us.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Honestly, it's just that game drained me. It was, I'm just done. This season needs to be over.
Well, if anybody watched the stream, I was pretty much half asleep towards the end of it.
You were.
I was buggered. I was running on work. I had work, so I was up for 22 hours. Had my nieces and nephew over. Stayed up to watch the game, and the second half was disgusting. And the thing is, though, it's not all about Stellini. Those players, Harry Kane had a shocker. I don't care what anybody says. He had 3 shots and they were all wide. He was not on it.
No.
Obviously, Son got the first goal, and he did really, really well with it. However, I don't think he did much. Kulu once again did nothing. I don't want to see Kulu start next game. I don't want to see. He hasn't played well since his injury, and since the World Cup. I just think he isn't 100%, and he's playing week in, week out, and he's starting every game, and he's not 100%. Play Danjuma. Danjuma comes on. He's running. He's pressing. He's telling the team to push up, and then he bags a goal. 2 goals. And I think, 3 appearances the guy's had? And he's been on for, 45 minutes? Yeah. Like, why can't we give this guy a chance? Richie came on, looked better than Kulu. Richie was pressing. Richie was trying. Richie was fighting. And that's what I want to see. And he looked devastated after we lost. And I just these players have got to look at themselves. Højbjerg's been horrible. Porro was horrible. Dyer again was horrible. Perisic had a good first half, dropped off second half. I felt Perisic and Skip were our best 2. I felt like our left-hand side was tearing them apart in that first half. But that second half, it's like as soon as Bournemouth were putting up a fight, we just, everybody dropped. It was like, we're going to lose this. We didn't have belief in our team that we could actually take the win, even if they got a goal against the run of play. But, I mean, they really didn't. They were the better team all over the pitch.
We played the first 10 minutes good until Sonny scored, and then we turned to shit.
Like we did against Brighton. We were just lucky against Brighton to pull it off.
Yeah.
And for me, it's the players who look at themselves, and especially the management. It's the substitutions were disgusting. Too late for the likes of Danjuma. Like, what was Richarlison meant to do in the last 10 minutes? He should have been on.
He should have been on early.
He should have been on when Danjuma came on. And we shouldn't have pulled off Skip for Danjuma.
Nah.
Should have been Kulu straight up. Kulu should have come off.
Kulu and Højbjerg.
And Højbjerg should have come off. And if you're going to pull Sanchez off, I would have put on Sarr and had Sarr and Skip in the middle like we did against Milan. And then I would have had 4-2-4. I would have had him running. I would have told Kane, dropping that cam roll, dropping that number 9 roll, and feed Richarlison, Danjuma, and Son. Get him in behind the line because Brighton's team aren't that fast behind the line, and just attack him. We didn't do that. Sorry, Bournemouth. I keep thinking it's Brighton.
That's right. I got it wrong. I think we're playing Southampton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. But like, it just doesn't make any sense. And this is just. Look, for me, I've always said it. I don't want top 4. I don't think we're good enough for top 4. I think if we get top 4, Levy gets what he wants. I don't want us to get top 4 because I want Levy to spend money to get us back, get us competing. And I think that the best way for him to spend money is if we're outside the top 4. However, the team doesn't deserve to be in top 4. We don't even deserve to be there. Newcastle, I know they dropped points, but Villa's looking great. Newcastle has been good recently. United has been consistent. Liverpool smack lead 6-1. And then we've got Ali Pally. They're our next 5 games. I can't see us getting any. I can only see us getting 4 points, if I'm honest.
I don't think we'll get that. I don't think we'll get that. I think we probably could lose every game. I know we're going to lose against Newcastle and United straight up.
I think that we're going to lose against Newcastle, United, Liverpool. I think we'll be so lucky to even draw against Villa, and I think we will beat Crystal Palace because I don't think they're good at the moment. But the way Villa are going, I don't even think we'll win that game.
So we'll get 3 points out of 16 points over his 4 games. For
me, if the thing is though, is we tend to turn up against better teams. We beat City. We beat Chelsea. Like we've beaten the bigger teams. We beat Brighton last week, and they're in the top 8. It's for me.
We've only beat City, the biggest team this season. That's it.
Yeah, and for me, it's like we'll turn up against United, Liverpool, and Newcastle, right? Got a good 3-game win, and then we'll fucking get smashed by Palace and Villa, and it'll be pointless again. That's the whole point. Is the best we're going to get for me, I feel like, is 4 points. The worst is 1. I think we might even draw with Crystal Palace and lose to Aston Villa. I can't predict this team because those teams, and that's the thing. Bournemouth, I've got to give it a shout out to Bournemouth. I think that's their 4th win in 6 games, and they've beaten us, Fulham, Liverpool, and I can't remember the last team they beat, but I think they lost to. They got smashed by Villa 3-0.
They got smashed by Villa 3-0.
And they Leicester, I think they beat. Yeah, they beat Leicester away 1-0. So they've beaten Leicester, Liverpool, Fulham, and Tottenham in their last 6 games. They've got 4 wins and 2 losses.
And we beat Brighton, and that's it.
And I've got to give it to them that they fought. They're fighting for their lives down there, and I think they might be safe if they carry on the way they're going. I know
they didn't stop, bro. They were fighting to the last whistle. They scored the last goal in overtime.
So I'm saying I think everyone's down tools even more. I think everyone's down tools and gone, fuck it. Like, what's the point? There's nothing. We don't even know who's going to be coaching next season. Kane's probably not going to be here next season. Bournemouth, right, were literally in the bottom 3. They're now sitting 14th, and they're 6 points clear of relegation, and they've turned that around in the last 6 games. Yeah, they've had 2 losses, but they've had 4 wins.
They've had 4 wins. That's more than us at the moment.
The crazy thing is if things go the way they're going, the bottom 3 teams that are going down could be Southampton, Leicester, and Everton. That is insane. That's 3 proven Premier League teams that could be dropping out. One of them won the league in the last 7 or 8 years.
Like, if we didn't have the season at the start of the season that we had, we would have been battling down with them too.
With the run of form that we have, I think we'd be battling for around 10th. We'd be where Chelsea is. For me, I feel like we're as good, or if not, we're as bad, if not worse, than what Chelsea are at the moment. And they're hot and cold. Liverpool have started to be consistent. Aston Villa are fucking red hot at the moment. Emery has got that side playing so well. Watkins looks like a brand new player. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Kane has competition with Tony and Watkins playing for striker for England in the Euros, because they're both hot on fire at the moment. Obviously, Kane's still on fire.
Kane's always going to be the man.
He's always going to be there, but he needs to watch himself.
Like he does.
He has one bad season, and they're in there because they're playing really well. But like, the only saving grace, and it's sad that we say this, and I'm not thinking about them. I just don't want them to win the league because their fans would be unbearable. But Arsenal drew, and they're only 4 points ahead of City, and they've played an extra game, and they've got to play City. So that's the only good grace about this weekend, was that West Ham played their second cup final, and they should have beat them in the second half. They were playing really well.
It was all because Saka missed that penalty, but he put it left.
Yeah, but it could have been 3-3 at any point. Antonio missed the header, and the dying moments that could have made it 3-2 for him.
If they won, though, that would have been fucking, you know what I mean? 3
points. Would have been amazing. But
second.
Oh yeah, it would have been great. But this is coming the norm now for us to go against these teams that are bottom half and lose. We're the gift that keeps on giving, and I just want the season to end. I don't even, like, honestly, Delane said it himself, I don't even want to do these streams because we get up, we watch shit football, or we watch a team that plays for 15 minutes, pressing, doing really well. We get an early goal. Second game now, we've got an early goal, and we've pressed high, and then straight away we've gone, oh yeah, let's all defend for the rest of the game. I don't understand what that is. We should be going at teams with the players that we have. Even if we don't have the creativity in the middle, we have the forward-thinking players. Porro has somehow turned off.
That used to be our tactic, was all right, sweet, bang, 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 counter, we'd score. We always did that, even with Mourinho and all that. We always countered. We don't do it anymore.
I don't think we have the pace. I don't think Son is quick. But then, if you're going to play that system, then you play Danjuma. And I'm sorry, but playing Kulu constantly, it's like when Son was on a 20-game shit streak, and no one wanted to drop him, and we're dropping Kulu when Kulu was on fire. Kulu gets injured. So for me, 2 things fucked up this season. Richarlison should have started over Son when Son was dog shit, and I think we would have won a few more games because Richarlison, I think, would have scored a couple of goals and won us a game. And I'm really pissed off that he didn't get his goal. I think he got offside because I'm pissed off that he didn't get it. Because that would have been a great moment for him to kick off his first goal in the Prem to fucking win us, or if not equalise us. in the dying moments. And I feel like now if they dropped Kulu earlier this second half of the season and put Danjuma in when Richarlison wasn't playing too well, I think we would have picked up a few more points as well. I feel like the stubbornness of these managers, and it's not that I don't think they've got tactical impairments. I think they're just the stubbornness of them to stick by players is killing us. Is really killing us. What Højbjerg's been dog shit for about 8 or 9 games now.
Yeah, but we can't. You know what I mean? They can't. They drop him. So all they can drop him for is Sarr. That's it, really. We've got no one else to play in there.
We played Sarr and Skip again. We played Sarr and Skip against AC Milan, and they were the best two on the pitch. If they can't, if they can perform in a knockout Champions League quarterfinal against AC Milan at home, when there's more pressure at home, I think we played away. Did we first away?
We played away first. We played home.
So we're playing at the San Siro, and they had a better. They were the best two on the pitch. Yeah. They can play at home against Bournemouth. I'm sorry, they can.
But I don't know why they can't bring up the Vine as well. Throw Devine in that false 9 as well behind Kane or in front of Kane.
Could have played.
Alfie.
You could have had Devine play.
Who else we got in the youth?
But it's not just management. That's the thing. Like, we're picking on the manager because I think Stellini made a lot of mistakes.
The manager fucked this one. The subs he made, but also, as bad as it sounds, it lays on Sanchez and Porro's head too. For that lack of professional football player to concede 2 sloppy goals.
Look, I'm not going to blame it on Sanchez because at the end of the day, the guy shouldn't even be at the club. He's not good enough. And he came on in a situation where he shouldn't have had to come on because of Langley getting injured. I know he should have been ready. The second goal wasn't his fault. Yeah, he fumbled it a little bit, but he recovered. He passed it to Porro. All Porro had to do was look up and go, all right, I'm going to lace it or I'm going to try and switch it because I'm surrounded. He didn't. Yeah. He just tried to run through it. That was his fault. Porro had a really bad game. Højbjerg nearly gave away 2 goals by being a fucking idiot. The score could have been 5. The score could have been 5-2.
Yeah,
because they could have scored 3 goals off our mistakes, and that's the thing. Individual errors have killed us this season. How shit our defense is, and the stubbornness to not drop players when they're not playing well. Kulu should be dropped. Højbjerg should be dropped.
Porro can't give a need fucking Royal. We've got no one to play right wing back.
Porro's had 2 poor games, but he was playing well before that. I feel like something's happened since Conte's gone, and Porro's been told to gradually been told to play more defensive we're not. When we score an early goal, he's been told to sit back and defend. That's not it. That's not his forte.
Yeah, that's not
You've got 3 defenders with 2 fucking center defenses. If you're not going to use your wing backs to attack like Perisic, so Perisic was going forward and we're getting success down there. So Porro was told to sit back.
Yeah,
and for me, it doesn't work like that. Like, it should alternate. We should have alternated.
I think Porro bombing on like Perisic is actually going to be better than Perisic doing it because he's younger.
He's way better.
He's way better cross too. But we're not playing his full fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're not playing to his strengths.
Wouldn't come out of my mouth just said. We're not playing to his strengths, and we're doing it with Perisic. Perisic, he's slow.
But Brad, it's the same thing as playing Royal in a right wing back role when he's a right back, when he can't attack but he can defend. So
yeah, but he was on a streak in the last couple of weeks, so you can't really say he wasn't.
Yeah, he was playing well. He scored a couple of goals, but what I'm saying is going forward, Porro's leaps and bounds. Defensively, Royal's leaps and bounds, right? Yeah. And this is why I always said, like, when Davies and Porro were playing, it worked because Davies would sit back and defend. He would overlap. Davies would overlap. Davies is a great left. I think Davies is a great left wing back because he can do both. But he's a good defender, so he would defend, and we rely more on Porro's side to go forward, right?
Yeah.
If you're playing Porro and Perisic, unless you've got the centre backs, which we don't have Stellini, we don't have the likes of Diaz or whatever playing in that back 3. When you have 2 attacking wing backs, our defenders are exposed. Now, for me, if you're going to play Perisic, you play Royal. Because Royal will defend more, he'll sit back, he'll help the defense out, and Perisic can go forward. Obviously, we can't do that. Royal was injured. But that's the dilemma of what we have is the centre-backs aren't good enough. And then ultimately it goes back to Levy not giving us the fun. So it's all a big clusterfuck for me. It's all just everything's falling apart. And I want it to fall apart. I want it to be where we drop down to 6th, 7th. We're in the fucking conference and everyone's losing their shit. because we were sitting in top form for so long. We're battling out for top form. We just capitulated.
Yeah. Well, on a plus side, Davey should be back this weekend, and so should Sess. So then we've got 2 more players.
I mean,
but
is
I
that
don't
really
think
that good? Sess is pretty shit.
I think
Davies,
Sess
I
will
think
go.
Davies should start over Perisic. I know Perisic is a good game.
But like you said,
But-
but it works if Davies is on. Porro has a good game because Davies can defend. If that's what we need, sorry, Perisic, you come on later on.
Yeah.
You come on as a midfielder if you need to.
It's like, you know what's funny? It's like we go to a back four when we
Like,
do
but
when we do it like that.
Why couldn't we honestly push? Even if you push Skippy back, put Perisic in the middle, then throw Danjuma next to Sonny, or put Kulu and then put someone else on the left side.
No, because I think you overload the space. For me, I think it would have been better having someone else in the midfield to go through the middle and then use Son and Kulu or Danjuma to hold the width, and they can cut in. I know Danjuma is right-footed, so it probably would have been better keeping Kulu on if we're going to play a 4-2-3-1. But for me, it's like, well, you can do that. You can even keep Kulu on. And when Lenglet came off, you could have chucked Danjuma or Richarlison on. Mahad Kane dropped back a little bit behind him and played 2 in the middle. Son and Kulu play wide inverted, and then you have Skip and Højbjerg in the middle. And then you could have, and then you just ask Porro, you just have to defend. You're just going to have to defend. You can't bomb on. Don't cut in, like only overlap when it's a counter. That's it. And have him defend and just try and then you've got 4 people up front. You've got Kane, Richarlison / Danjuma, Son and Kulu. They're not going to want to attack with that 4 sitting up front, especially with Kane getting the ball deep. And that's the thing. Kane was coming so deep for that ball yet again.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well play him in that role and add an extra attacker on the pitch. You might as well.
I know we have no midfield. As soon as we lost Bentancur, Højbjerg backed off because he couldn't push up anymore because we had nothing. Like, our midfield at the moment, and we're still looking for a centre back. Possibly
we need 2. If we're playing 3 at the back, we need 2.
And then we honestly need that false 9 at midfield. And this just showed it this weekend that we need it.
Well, I know Madison. This is the thing I wanted to touch on, but I haven't really got a video out for it. Is the Madison thing now? Apparently, we're linked with Madison regardless of what manager comes in. Now, for me, that's stupid because Poch will probably want him because I think Poch wanted him when he was here. But let's just say we get another manager and they go, "No, I don't want Madison. Like, he's not the player that I want." What's the point? Why would the manager come if we've already picked our main transfer target and the manager has had no say in it? I would love Madison. I think everyone would love Madison. I think Madison would fix a lot of problems in our team.
Yep.
And like you said, that false line attacking midfielder, it would fix it because Kane could sit up front.
Kane would never be in the middle again, bro. He'd be up front banging in goals again.
But even then, if he has someone like Madison who can score goals, Kane can drop deep. Madison will run past him like Ali used to do.
Yeah.
Like, that's where personally, I feel like if Poch comes, I'd go and get Ali and just go out, play Ali the way we used to. He might not be as good, but it might work. It might work. It might not.
Ali just come out of surgery. I think that's why he turned his Turkish career to shit because he was playing injured. But he reckons I want to see Ali come back. You know what I mean? I'd rated Ali, but
he's been dog shit for the last 4 or 5 seasons. So I think Ali's career's done. But like, that's what I mean. Like, going back
if we had Ali, prime Ali now, it would have fixed the issue too.
Well, the thing, our issue is creativity, and our issue is defense. We can work on the creativity with Kane dropping deeper and having an extra person go up front. We can't work on our defense because we have no one to replace. Like, Tanganga's not good enough. Sanchez is not good enough. There's to replace Lenglet, Dyer, or Romero. Dyer's not good enough. Lenglet's not good enough. Davies isn't good enough. I love Davies, but as a starting centre back, we need someone better. So it's the age-old question of are we gonna buy? And I don't think we will. I don't think we'll get the players that we need. But
we never do, bro. We never do.
This is just like, I don't even know why we even are surprised. This is something that was I thought we'd win, but I always had in the back of my mind that this would happen. And once again,
I don't think we get embarrassed, bro, by some of the easiest goals I've seen in the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, it's
by
pretty
a team that was fighting for relegation, a month ago?
Yeah.
Might have been that's embarrassing, bro. Like, how can we be a top 6 team and get battered by clubs fighting for relegation. It's happened, 3 times this season now?
We're just lucky that Chelsea are dog shit this season and Liverpool have been playing shit for the majority of the season.
We'd be 6th now.
No, we'd
Or
be 7th. We're sitting 5th now. We'd be 7th at least.
Yeah.
At least 7th. I honestly think we'd be 8th or 9th because I think the points picked up. We would have lost.
Chelsea would have swapped.
And I think, a few more teams would have dropped points. And I think we would have dropped down to about 8th or 9th the way we're playing. But we're going to wrap it up there, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button to see all our future content. Our next game, let me just double check when our next game is, because is 11 o'clock Sunday night. So for us, or for me anyway, I have Monday off. So I'll be doing a live watch along for that, 11 p.m. Sunday night, away at Newcastle. I don't know if the boys will be because they all have work on Monday, but lucky me. I was smart enough to take a day off before Anzac Day. So that'll work out for me to watch. So that'll be our next live. We will be doing a match preview beforehand, though. And I'm going to try and get a stream out for FIFA sometime before then. Maybe Saturday night, the night before. Maybe Friday night. Just depends on how we go. Shout out to Brad for jumping on. And as we always say here at Totalozspurs, stay Spursy.
Stay Spursy, guys.